Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of Resident Evil 3 Remake. No damage S rank with no NG plus items or shop items. We left off walking into the RPD with Carlos because of the weird cut that I had to do. And right now we're just, we're gonna get ready to get moving. Tyrell has to, tell us that he's located the STAR's office and, to go after Bard, blah blah, I don't fucking know. I'm gonna take a drink while I wait for this to get started. So, we got the STARS card, and we're gonna be using that to grab a couple different items around the RPD. First things first is, right in here past the gate, we need the scope for the assault rifle. So, real quick, I'll explain. I actually should have done this a little bit earlier. Carlos has a shoulder tackle instead of a dodge when you press the dodge button. And you should already know this, but it's important to note that you can use it to get past some enemies if you cancel the dodge, the end of it. So if you, well, not dodge, the shoulder tackle. So you'll see coming up, if you shoulder tackle something and then tap the aim button, it actually cancels the end lag frames of the shoulder tackle. So first we're just going to stun this zombie by shooting him in the leg, turn the corner, stay towards the door, and we're going to, as you saw right there, shoulder tackle the fat zombie that burst through the door beside the liquor, and then I aim really quickly. It's better to use the knife in my opinion, but either way, you aim really quickly, to make it faster, to get out of the end animation of the tackle. And then you can get by things a little bit quicker. So, coming into this room, there is a shitload of zombies, and we have to clear all of them out because later there will be a liquor that migrates its way into this room, actually 2 liquors. I would just camp the door and try to take pot shots at them. The scope that we got earlier increases your accuracy and the time that it takes to get a focus shot, so that's really useful for this. They give it to you early in Inferno. We're checking corpses to make sure they're dead with the knife. I would recommend using single shots or short bursts to do damage. We don't want to miss too many shots, and we are aiming for headshots right now, not chest shots like I did in hardcore, because the zombies have a little bit too much HP. I would recommend... Now, I missed a shitload of shots there because I wasn't paying attention. They weren't hitting his head. Don't ask me why. Don't do that. That was dumb. We're going to finish any zombies that are on the ground off with some handgun rounds. We're not going to do focus shots. We're just going to use regular handgun rounds. Handgun shots, that is. Checking more corpses. If they start to get up and become a threat, I'll usually switch back to the assault rifle, or right now when I don't have any ammo. Yeah, we have to be a little bit careful with our ammo as Carlos. We do have to save a decent amount of assault rifle rounds, so I'm not like spraying at them or using only chest shots. A tip is to try to shoot them in the head until they stun, like they'll stagger and step backwards a little bit, and then kind of unload on them with a short, quick burst after that. So like he staggers right here, and then well, actually I didn't do it right there, but yeah, see right there. I staggered that second zombie and then unleashed about 4 or 5 rounds in a burst rather than doing like single taps. So I'd like single tap off like 1 to 3 rounds and wait till they stagger, then do an actual burst while they're stunned and they can't wiggle around as much. Get fast damage in. These zombies at the end of the hall are alive. I'm trying to whittle their HP down because they do actually take damage while they're on the ground before getting up. I didn't know exactly how many rounds to put them down. I ended up leaving that zombie alive by a little bit. And then I put in a... Or I guess I thought I shot him again, but no. Both of them are taken care of after checking them with a knife, so we're gonna walk back towards the west office. So, we need, again, to take out all of those zombies, even the ones at the end of the hall, so that we could be safely walking through that hall later without the liquors getting in the way. The safe here has the same combo as RE2 Remake, 9-15-7. It also rewards you the same item, which is another side pack. The container that we opened had a few machine gun rounds, and I believe there's some machine gun rounds in the locker back there. I didn't notice if I picked those up, actually. Sorry, I was looking at my phone. I got lucky with a crit here for this zombie. We also need to eliminate him. And we're actually going to stop into the save room because they in Inferno, they removed some of the typewriters in the game, but they replaced them with ammo. So we came in here to grab some extra machine gun and handgun bullets on the table, and then some more rounds in one of those lockers. I accidentally picked up the item in the second locker, which is a red herb. Discarded that because we're not going to be using healing items, since this is no damage. But yeah, we stop in the save room because wherever there's a typewriter that's been taken away, we get ammo. There's a few instances in the game like that. We're going to go to the other side of the zombie and then eliminate him. Make sure he's dead. And this zombie is actually alive on Inferno or Nightmare, so be careful. So we need to get rid of him too. Got another crit. And we're going to use the locker combo right here. Again, same as RE2 Remake DCM. Devil Cry May. And now we're just going to head back down towards the armory room. We have to stop running at about the hallway to the left, like once we hit it, like right about, well, I stopped running earlier. You have to stop running around the first 2 columns that start the hallway, but it doesn't really matter. We just can't run down the hall because there's 2 lickers here. We have to squeeze to the right around both of them, open the door, and then there's 3 codes you want to input on this terminal: 104, 106, and 109. Now 104 is the battery, and we're gonna open that, but wait to take it last, because taking it spawns Brad to come and attack us again, even if you killed him earlier. So we're going to take the assault rifle ammo and the hand grenade out of 106 and 9, and then we're going to finish off this zombie that's on the ground to the right. And once we've made sure this zombie is dead, he's still wiggling, so I knew he was still alive, we're going to take the battery and get Brad to bust in the room. I walked towards the door close to get him to come through faster, and then we're just going to... Brad has a ton of HP. And this is a big U-shaped room, so we're just going to lead him down this way until I'm satisfied that he won't turn around on me, and then we're going to run out the other end. Remember to stop running at the door and walk through because there's lickers. And we don't want to aggro them. One of the lickers migrates to right beside the stairs, so you need to kind of stick left. And you can start running right around here. Actually, I could have, because the licker can't follow you up the stairs, so you can reach the stairs quick enough and he can't do anything. Heading into this room, we need to use the locker combo here, the second one. Again, same as RE2R, CAP, cap. And grab some, or I thought it was assault rifle ammo for some reason, but no, it's flash grenade, excuse me. Speaking of flash grenades, we're going to combine the detonator pieces here, and then we're going to throw a flash grenade right as this cutscene ends, that we're going to skip, down into the hole in the wall. And then we're going to run to the right, around these zombies, go to the left of this pale head, and then mash the dodge button towards both of those pale heads so that when the second one busts through the door, we can hit both of them. It's guaranteed, because if you hit a zombie with the shoulder check during an animation, it'll knock them over with like a perfect shoulder check, even though you didn't time it. Then we're going to book ass to the STARS office, grab the flashbang off that desk, open the final STARS card box, grab some assault rifle rounds, and we've made it to the end of Carlos's first segment. Easy peasy. And we're coming up on the second boss fight of the game, Doggo Nimi. Gotta wait for Jill to wake up from this fucking train crash.
Am I the only one who made it?
So, I'll talk a little bit early about, make sure to grab everything in this first room, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about shot canceling the grenade launcher.
Carlos?
Again, I said I wouldn't delve into this too deeply, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. The grenade launcher has a time period where you cannot fire again after firing it because Jill needs to cycle a shot. This can be mitigated by switching to a different weapon and then immediately switching back to shorten that amount of time. You can also reload cancel in this game. by switching weapons. If you're reloading a gun, you can cancel it by switching to a different weapon and then back, or staying on the different weapon, of course. This is important because you cannot dodge in RE3 Remake while you are reloading. So if you go to reload and you're stuck in a long reload animation, you need to switch in case you see an attack coming your way. Finally, if you switch ammunition types in the grenade launcher, like I have flame rounds and mine rounds, if you hit the switch button to switch the ammo type, it fully reloads the grenade launcher with the new type. So you can cycle, say you wanted to refill your flame rounds, you wanted to make it full again. You could cycle to mine, then back to flame, and they'll be fully reloaded. Jill will try to reload the grenade launcher manually using the animation, but you can cancel that by switching weapons as well. All of this information I just pointed out is integral to this Doggo Nemesis fight. To start off, we're going to stun him with a flame round, and then unleash some shotgun shells into him. I'm going to try to dodge him here, and then unleash the other 3, so I can safely unload them. Whenever Doggo Nemesis is not on fire, he will 100% be stunned by a flame round. So the basic strategy for the beginning of this fight is to stun him with a flame round, shoot 6 shotgun shells into him, stun him with a flame round, shoot 6 shotgun shells into him, then can you guess we're going to stun him with a flame round, and we're not going to actually shoot shotgun shells this time. We're going to finish off his HP to its first threshold, the second phase of the fight, with handgun rounds. When he roars like that, he's entered phase 2. I believe that's 75% HP, somewhere around there. Then we're going to run over to these containers and grab some more flame rounds and handgun rounds, and he's going to start going around in a big fucking circle, like a wild animal. We're going to shoot a mine round at the wall to trip him up, and then you're going to want to switch back to your flame rounds to have those active. And he's going to land on the ground, and you want to be standing right next to where he's going to land. Be careful for him not to hit you when he lands, because they can stun you. And then we're going to shoot him with some shotgun shells while he's on the ground, another flame round when he stands back up. I accidentally dodged into the wall and almost got myself hit there. But generally, you just want to lead him around this statue in the middle with all the bushes in a circle. I'm going to run over here and grab more shotgun shells and handgun rounds because I was getting low. And whenever he runs around again, we're going to land another mine round. And shoot him a few more times with the shotgun. Remember to keep your flame rounds loaded for when he stands back up so that you can stun him. I didn't here, so I had to quickly, as you saw, switch reload like I was talking about. I'm very careful about when I reload the shotgun, because again, if I begin reloading the shotgun, I can't dodge until I'm done or switch, so it can be a little bit risky if he's actively chasing me. So again, it's just flame round, some shotgun shells, flame round, some shotgun shells, and whenever he jumps up on the cars and starts doing a circle, you put a mine round on one of these flat surfaces, wait till he runs into it, and then land some more shotgun shells when he is to his parasite that falls out because it does more damage when he's on the ground. That's literally the entire fight. There's no other strategy to it. This is why I explained the reload canceling, because it's very important to both of the Doggo Nemesis fights in the game, both this one and Acid Nemi. This is going to be very intensive. Right here, I chose to stop using flame rounds. I probably could have popped him with one more, but I knew he was so low on HP that I decided to just finish him off with shotgun shells to save some flame rounds for later. I would actually recommend saving the flame rounds for later. Like, use the same amount that I did there, because you're going to want a decent amount of flame rounds later. Also, try not to miss any flame rounds. Flame rounds are extremely important because they are the only way to give Nemesis a long stun in both this fight and the later Doggo Nemesis fight. Like I said, Acid Nemi, the second to final boss, because you need the flame rounds in that fight as well. And we'll get to that strategy. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more luck-based than this one. But this one's pretty consistent. So we're coming up on the second Carlos segment, which is the hospital. We're also coming up on the second save. I'm not going to save at the beginning of the hospital, but I'm going to save about halfway through the hospital before we have to deal with the fucking hunters, because they are miserable. So first of all, walk when coming through these double doors, because on Nightmare or Inferno, there is a licker. Carlos yells at the licker in an intimidating voice, but it somehow does not hear him, and instead just goes sniffing around the room. I sprinted out the door there because I knew I was right beside it, and almost got hit anyway by the fucking licker. Like, it was right on my ass. Grab key items that we need, blah blah blah. And we're gonna sit at the door here, the double doors, because, again, this is another tether point for these zombies. They cannot follow us into this room, so they will just stand there, and we can get some easy snipe shots. They're just going to laze around and be dumbasses. Also, it is worth noting, you can reload cancel the end of certain reload animations to more quickly reload the gun. Carlos's, assault rifle is the most important example of this. You'll notice me do it a lot as we play through this Carlos section. If you reload, see how I'm swapping off the weapon? I swapped off the assault rifle to the knife and then back. The reason why I'm doing this is because the end of the reload animation, where Carlos sort of taps the mag into the gun, he does the mag tap, that can be skipped. The bullets are already loaded into the weapon, and you can skip the animation by switching to a different gun and back, or a different item on the quick select bar and back, and this makes reloading the gun slightly faster. So you'll see me do that a lot. This is also applicable with the handguns, although it's much less, like you save less time. But the grenade launcher and the assault rifle, you basically want to learn to reload cancel these because it is extremely effective. Extremely effective. And like I said, it's good to keep reload canceling in mind because you can't dodge or anything while you're reloading. So this zombie on this gurney here is actually alive, so we're going to shoot her with 7 focus shots with the handgun. And if you shoot her with 7 focus shots with the handgun, she's dead. And she won't come back to life, excuse me. Then I checked the box for supplies. The box's contents are random, but sometimes it can be herbs, sometimes it can be handgun bullets. So I always check those random boxes in case we get handgun rounds. The zombie on the floor here is dead. I got lucky and got a single assault rifle crit. Don't linger in this hall too long, because on Inferno there is a hunter up here. Also, you don't need to duck in here early like I am. I ducked in here early for assault rifle ammo. I also don't know why I went all the way over here. I remembered there was handgun rounds in here, but I didn't remember where. And I ended up leaving the handgun rounds and getting the machine gun rounds early because I didn't need them yet. Oh, I was wrong. The hunter's not actually in here yet. I was totally wrong about that. He spawns after getting the key. My bad. So yeah, you don't gotta worry about the hunter right away. You should have just come down this hall right away and gotten this assault rifle upgrade. I was wrong. I didn't need to go get those machine gun rounds because we're gonna be going in that room later anyway. I'll show you when. But we're gonna jump out the window. We're gonna grab the grip upgrade for the assault rifle. And the key item that we need to progress. There's some assault rifle ammo on that gurney to the right before the door. And we're gonna head on back and save. Excuse me. So I'm saving now because, again, the hunters are coming up, and they can be a little bit RNG, a little bit fucking frustrating to deal with. So I make my 3rd save here. You could try to just get the hospital down consistently and not do that. We need to walk back through this room, of course, because liquor. But yeah, this is a little bit of a time waste to go back right here. It's not efficient. But again, I don't like dealing with the hunters. They can be quite RNG, quite fucking annoying. This next hospital part is a little bit hard, not gonna lie. So this is where we make our 3rd save, and this 3rd segment begins. So now we're gonna take a long trip back. Here, I do something that I shouldn't. I got cocky, and I tried to dodge around the liquor, because sometimes he'll turn slowly, and then you can shoulder tackle right as he'll try to leap at you. But first of all, he's never done that he did right there, where he charged up to me, so I stunned him to just walk past him. I've never seen that besides this one run. And second of all, sometimes he'll turn around quickly, and then he'll run up to you and lick you, and you gotta restart. I did it because it's not a huge time save, but I did it because I've run this segment that you're watching like 10, 15 times, and I just got sick of walking past him, and if he licks me by running up to me because I had just saved, I literally just have to reload and do like 10 seconds of gameplay again. So you probably shouldn't though. You can just walk past the liquor, but you can attempt to dodge him if you'd like. Once we come back up here though, to this floor, don't stay around now, because now after getting that key, there's a hunter up there. We're going to come down into here, and we're going to shoot this zombie on the ground until he's dead. I got lucky and got a crit, but if you kill him, make sure to check him with the knife, and make sure he's dead, because we can't have him alive when we come back out. Don't forget the flash grenade in this locker here. Then we're going to get the key item out of this locker and book it back out of the room as fast as possible. Because getting this key on Nightmare or Inferno makes these zombies get up, including the one we shot on the ground. And we need to make sure the one we shot on the ground is dead so we can stick to the left and get by perfectly. For this first hunter, all you got to do is keep the camera tilted towards the ceiling and run straight past him. We're going to run to the save room. There's the handgun ammo I missed earlier. You could use that time to grab the machine gun rounds as well. We're going to run to this side of the hallway, right about to the right side of that corner, and wait till the hunter comes around the corner to come after you. Then we're going to sprint down the hall, open the door, stop sprinting as soon as the door is open, and walk into the room. If you do it right, you won't sprint into the room and aggro the licker to your right, and you won't get hit by the hunter who's chasing after you. We're going to use code 93 to get the dual mag out of this locker, but again, don't use it because it gives us a free 64 rounds. And we're going to walk around this licker until we hear it scream, because it will touch you. Then run past it. It will miss every time, I guarantee you. At the end of this hall, there's a pale head. Pale heads are regenerating zombies. So we need to do a lot of damage very quickly, so you want to wait till it hits the wall and then unload into it as quickly as possible. Just make sure you're not missing. Run into this room here, the laundry room. There's some machine gun rounds. Pop open this door and then immediately leave the room as fast as possible. You don't have to go all the way to this end of the hall here, but I like to look in the window to check the hunter's position so that I know. We're doing this to aggro the hunters and then unaggro them so that they turn their backs to the door so that we can safely open the door and throw a flashbang through without them aggroing on us. You're going to flash both of them and then carefully run around them because they will swing their arms and it can hit you. Get to about the halfway point of the room or about 3 swipes in when they swipe 3 times. Flash them again. You need to keep them stun locked with the flash grenades so that they can't come out of stun and jump on beds, because they can jump on the beds, and if they do that, they're immune to flash grenades. So if you mistime it, you might end up like trying to flash them when one is in the jumping animation, and he'll be immune, you'll be fucked. But basically, their positioning won't always be the same. That's not 100% consistent. The strat is consistent, it's just how you have to move through the room that changes. So figure out your way through the room. There's some more machine gun ammo before you jump down the window that I jumped down, if you were paying attention. We want that. And then this zombie's going to come through. I always ammo dump her with the rest of my mag because she's on the ground stationary. And then we're going to equip the dual mag to give us 64 rounds and instantly reload. Then we're going to camp at this door. The zombies can come in this door, but we open it because it's safe harbor. And we're just going to poke at them. If they catch up to you, we're going to enter the room fully and let them bust through and take care of them there. We want to try to do damage to them before they get in the room as much as you can. That way you're not swamped and you're not wasting too much ammo. See, I noticed I wasn't going to be able to hit any more of them, so I backed off, grabbed the flash grenade and frag grenade in the room, and the 2 boxes of ammo. There's some handgun ammo and some machine gun ammo. I missed a box of handgun ammo behind me, to the right. I don't remember if I grab it on this run or not. I should have remembered, but they were coming through the door, so I was worried about it. Actually, one of them had already followed me through the door preemptively. Almost got grabbed there, so I mag dumped him a little bit. I think I missed that box of handgun rounds, but it doesn't really matter. We don't need as many handgun rounds as we need assault rifle rounds. So just checking bodies, getting rid of zombies. There's some more assault rifle ammo on that table there that I forgot earlier. And I always check this box because it's another random box. It can have herbs or it can have handgun bullets. And we got lucky and got handgun bullets. Then we're going to equip our flash grenade, the last one that we have here. The one that we picked up from the ER room. Because we're going to need to flash another hunter on the way out, same as the regular difficulties. Turn left as soon as you come into Bard's office, and there's more assault rifle ammo. Or was that handgun rounds? I forget. We're going to walk and talk over to the computer. And then there's more coming out of this cutscene. There's more machine gun rounds directly behind you on a desk.
Is it here?
Yeah, so again, I saved here specifically because those hunter encounters can go wrong, especially the one where the hunter chases you down the hall. If you aren't standing enough to the right, he might catch up to you because he won't turn the corner all the way. That's why I end up saving. This hunter drops out of the ceiling. The camera's going to pull itself towards where he drops down. As soon as the camera pulls towards his direction, just press the aim button and throw the grenade immediately. And you'll stun him so that you can safely make it to this door and walk through this hall past the liquor again. Just stick right, and he won't touch you. You're fine. And now, here comes the motherfucking siege segment. The cabin segment from RE4 brought back to RE3 Remake in all of its fucking glory. This segment sucks. I don't like it. So I'm immediately pulling out my handgun and wasting a bunch of rounds. Because DA. Difficulty adjust. I talked about this in part 1. So I already explained how this works, so I don't have to now. Basically, in the siege segment, your DA can't go up or down. So if you miss a few shots, you can lower your DA by a level, and it won't go up during this section where you're killing zombies. It won't go up from you killing any of them. So you should always lower it by 1 level so that the zombies have slightly less HP. I think the amount of shots I missed was enough, but I'm not playing on PC, so I don't have a tool to tell me. There's assault rifle ammo and handgun bullets spread around the arena. And it generally takes about 10 or 11 machine gun rounds to the chest to kill a zombie. Generally, I like to mix using the assault rifle and the handgun for the first few waves of zombies. If there are zombies walking around and I feel threatened, or there's a lot coming through, like right now, I'll use the assault rifle and spray them. You want to spray them in the chest unless they're coming through the window and you can get a clear shot at their head. Don't bother shooting them in the head otherwise. And I only use the handgun when I don't feel threatened or there's not a lot of zombies around, and that's just to conserve a few extra assault rifle rounds. Overall, you should have enough. If you followed, like, the routing that I took, you should have around 500 machine gun rounds, which is why we saved so much. Zombies are just going to keep pouring through the windows. There isn't too much to the first section. Like I said, it's just a mixture of using the handgun and the assault rifle. Like I said, 10 or 11 shots to the chest, a few less if you manage to hit headshots, but generally you just want to do short bursts. It really comes in handy to know how to reload cancel the assault rifle like I'm doing, because it will save you a lot of time, a lot of downtime. But nothing really starts getting heated up until phase 2 of this section. It's just regular zombies at first. They do have preset patterns on coming through, by the way. It's not random, so you can actually learn the patterns, and I believe even the zombie models are the same every time. So it's the exact same zombies. Once the lights go out, equip your frag grenades. We're going to run over and stand in front of this door to make the hunter come out earlier, because the hunter's going to come through that door there. And we're going to blow it up with a frag grenade right away, because it won't hit you. It's stuck in an animation. We're not going to turn the lights back on, because we don't need to, and we don't want to enter that back room yet. We're going to stay out of there. At this point, 2 things change. The zombies have more HP. It will take around 12 to 13 rounds to put them down. And I would not recommend using the handgun much at this point, if at all. I would recommend only using the assault rifle. Also, parasite zombies, any alphas, will start coming through the windows at different intervals as well. They become prime targets that you need to take care of right away so they don't fucking stab you with their tentacle dicks. I was getting swarmed up a little bit here. I don't know why I missed so many shots there, why my aim, like I didn't just turn more. So there's any alpha that hadn't transformed yet, so I took him out immediately. It is important to note, you should aim for the chest, but any alpha parasite needs to be hit at least once in the head if you've depleted its HP to 0 in order to actually die. So you can deplete its HP to 0, but it will just sit on the ground until getting back up eventually. You have to pop it in the head with 1 bullet. So always, like, finish them off by popping them in the head. See, like, in the back, it's just laying on the ground right now, and I have to pop it, and now it's dead. Once Tyrell says almost got it, we want to be paying attention to the zombies that start coming through the windows. We're looking for 2 scientist-coated zombies, like white lab coat zombies, coming through the window to the left, with the generator beside it. And we want to look out for them and kill them. These 2 right here. You need to get these guys out of the way as soon as possible and then camp that corner. I'm going to move over here to this generator and sit beside the generator. Their next sign that you're looking for is a blue-shirted female zombie that's going to come through the window to your left. The one across from you, that one. Once she comes through the window, a hunter's going to pop in. And you're going to immediately shoot the generator to your lower right. And then throw a frag grenade. The generator will stun the hunter, and it will not do any harm or stun to Carlos. It doesn't actually ever hurt you to get stunned by a generator, but Jill will actually be stunned during this segment, it will not even stun Carlos. We're going to run into the back room, grab the flash grenade, shoot the zombie on the floor because it will transform into a parasite zombie later, or if you don't kill it, excuse me. Jesus Christ. And then we're going to shoot the generator to stun these zombies, or you can attempt to, you don't really have to. And place the C4. And then we're going to camp and wait. When the zombies become unstunned, obviously, if you didn't stun them with the generator, you need to immediately use this flash grenade. But you're going to stun them with either the generator or the flash. Then I would recommend stunning them with the opposite the next time. But you can run in the back room, and there's another flash grenade that is respawned. Also, some of the ammo around the room is respawned. But really, as you can see, you just need 3 stuns, and you can literally just camp out the entirety of the timer. And you don't have to worry about it. You could also shoot them, but it takes a lot of rounds. You'll be running low at that point, and more zombies will just crawl through the open entryway anyways. So there's really no point. Sometimes I just shoot them for funsies, but, you know, it's whatever. And that was the end of the terrible, terrible siege segment. The hardest part is the hunters, and obviously, if you can account for them like I did, if you use that strategy, they're not too much trouble. Coming back to Jill here, we need to drop off everything but our grenade launcher, the mine rounds, and the shotgun shells and the lockpick. We're going to be using mine rounds that we saved from Doggo Nemesis to kill hunters throughout the rest of the game. Remember to walk in this door. I almost sprinted in here like an idiot. I like to unlock this door now. We're not going through here. We need to get a bunch of supplies from the hospital. We just can't afford to miss. Again, in hardcore, I said that you could skip getting the Magnum, technically, and you can technically for hardcore, but we need all the Magnum rounds that we get from the hospital here. You don't get the Magnum anymore, but there's a ton of Magnum rounds to be gotten. I think there's 10 in the hospital, and there's some grenade launcher rounds. We're going to stop in at Bard's office first and grab a gunpowder B on his desk for acid rounds later. Make sure your mine rounds are equipped into the grenade launcher coming into these next 2 doors, in the next set of double doors, because a hunter's gonna bust out of the ER. If you hide in this room, he can't come in here, so you can kind of just poke your head out. I'm shot canceling the grenade launcher there to shoot it slightly faster. It takes 3 mine rounds to kill a hunter. We're gonna open the locker there and grab some 6 normal grenade rounds. It's important to note that hunters will sometimes do like a little shimmy where they come towards you or go away from you by skidding across the floor. This can make grenades that are aimed up towards where their head would be miss. So I always recommend aiming towards their lower half, because even though they do take more damage to the head, it doesn't really matter. 3 mine rounds are going to kill them no matter what. So I recommend just kind of aiming a little bit below center mass so that you never miss. But anyway, we're going to come down through, after killing that hunter down the hall, we're going to come in through these double doors, and all 3 of these zombies will be back alive even if Carlos killed them. I tried to get greedy here and use 1 shotgun shell to down both these zombies. It didn't even work, and the female zombie ended up surviving because I didn't hit her with a direct hit, and she almost grabs me here. Right there. So I wouldn't do what I did. I would just use 3 shotgun shells, 1 on each. Then we're going to head down the hall where we killed the hunter and into the laundry room area, because there are more Magnum rounds to get out of a locker in here. If you are fast enough as Carlos, there shouldn't be any hunters in this room, but sometimes if you go very, very slowly with Carlos, when you're escaping from using the 3 flashbangs, one of the hunters will bust into the room. If that happens, you may have to waste some extra mine rounds, which is not ideal, because we need those mine rounds later. I'm then going to go over into this area here to drop down after the ash shot that the game gives us. Thanks, Capcom. Because the case that had the Magnum in it has another set of Magnum rounds. Right here. So now that we have all of our Magnum rounds, we're going to head back towards the door to leave in the liquor area. But there is one more case we have to open. I always leave it for last. You could get it on your way in. You don't have to get it on the way out. Excuse me. But, I always get it on the way out. And that will actually be the last thing we need the lockpick for. It is down here, down the hall. It's normally you turn left when coming out of the liquor room. But we're gonna get it now. And this is more Magnum ammo. 4 shots to be exact. And we need a lot of fucking Magnum ammo. So, we're gonna sneak our way past the liquor, just stick to the right. I unlock this door early, like I said, to make it easier to just get past him and get out in case for some reason he aggroes, but he shouldn't. You should be fine. Down here, there's another crate that has random items in it, and there's also a pail head at the end of this hallway, so we're gonna pop in, aggro him, grab whatever's out of the crate. This time it was handgun bullets, so it was worth it for me to shoot it. I put away the knife at this point of the game, so I just shoot crates open with the handgun. It's really not a big deal. We're gonna wait until he finally busts through. I probably should have stood closer at the beginning to make him come through faster. And once he reaches a point where he won't turn around, which is quite quickly actually, we're just gonna go around him because we don't have ammo to waste on him. You could perfect dodge past him if you're feeling ballsy. I wouldn't recommend it. Pail heads are a lot harder to perfect dodge because their grab animations are so much faster. So the timing is really wonky. And I just do not recommend perfect dodging them. However, I actually ran short on Magnum rounds in this playthrough for some reason. I think I might have missed some gunpowder somewhere or something. I was 2 Magnum rounds short from what I should have been. So I actually had to keep some pail heads alive in the lab and dodge around them and waste extra shotgun shells to get around them. And I was already at a shotgun shell deficit. But this just goes to show that even if you miss out on Magnum rounds and also we're low on shotgun shells, you can still make everything work. I also missed the shotgun upgrade upcoming in this room ahead. The one that makes you reload 2 shells at a time, the shell holder. Don't do that. But coming into here, we'll talk about that stuff later. There's another side pouch, and we're gonna need to drop off some items. The lockpick is useless now, just drop that off. Basically, we need the Magnum for this section, so grab that out of the box. We need the yellow gunpowder, the high-grade gunpowder in our box, and the handgun, but not the handgun rounds, and the shotgun. We also need the grenade launcher and flame rounds. Coming out of that door there, we're going to shoot that pail head that is hanging over the railing with a focus shot to the skull. You can also do it after you drop down. Either way, you're going to kill him so that he doesn't come alive earlier. The pail heads have more health in hardcore, and you can't just down them with 2 shotgun shells like you could, in, god damn it, I keep saying hardcore when I mean Inferno. They have more health than Inferno. In hardcore, they take 2 shotgun shells at point blank range. Or 1 Magnum bullet, but in fucking Inferno, they take 4 shotgun shells, so we can't afford, we have to actually kill it with a Magnum round. I'm gonna shoot these boxes at the top of the elevator to see what's in them, but we're not actually gonna take that fuse or the items yet. We're coming back for that. I'll explain later. At the bottom of the ladder, we need to have our flame rounds in our grenade launcher and the grenade launcher equipped because there is a Hunter Gamma, and we need to stun him so that we can get around him while being stunned by these stupid explosions that Jill reacts to. Try to kill this zombie. Unlike me, I was off-center and hit his hand, and he survived. And we try to kill him so he doesn't cause you problems when you go and get the shotgun loader later that I completely miss. Again, I will talk about that when it's relevant. I'll still tell you where it is. You want it. It is a shotgun upgrade that makes you reload 2 bullets at a time. It's actually at the bottom of that elevator we were just on back there, but you want to get it on your way back through. Come here first, and then on your way back through, lower the elevator, and it's in a case on the left. I, for some reason, even though I ran this segment a billion times, forgot it, and it made the boss fight way fucking harder than it had to be. There's a high-grade gunpowder up there. Make sure not to miss that. We're going to mix that with the one we brought to make even more Magnum rounds. It's only 2 at a time, but, you know, whatever you can get. And we're going to grab the fuse right here. Turn around, and we're just going to book it straight back towards the ladder. The dogs and the Hunter Gamma can't actually hit you if you just beeline straight to the ladder. You shouldn't even have to dodge to it. I don't. In case I like dodge too far or something, I don't want to risk it. I just beeline it. And again, this is the part where I should have got on the elevator and went down to get the shell holder to the right. Instead, I just went straight to this door. But coming in here, you want to camp this doorway and shoot the palehead with a focus shot. He's not supposed to aggro on you, but for some reason he started walking towards me. I guess it took too long or something. And I usually have to use 2 shotgun shells on these 2 zombies, but I managed to get both of them down. I don't think they were dead, but I wasn't worried about it. I was able to avoid them. But yeah, shoot those 3 zombies, palehead with a magnum round, other 2 with shotgun shells. Pick up this gunpowder to your left on the box, and we're going to pick up the second fuse that we're going to pick up. And just book it straight to the ladder again. The hunter's gonna jump down and jump on the boxes, and he'll just touch Jill's head, but he's just gonna go on and do his stupid fucking jumpy thing that he does, and not be a problem for us, so we're gonna let him stay down there. And then we're gonna come back down here, and dodge over to the control panel for the elevator, and lower it again. Now, we did not get that last fuse, because these 3 zombies that I'm about to decap, will come back to life as any alpha parasite zombies if you have all 3 fuses. So I get 2 of the fuses and then waste a little bit of extra time getting the 3rd one because their hitboxes will be active if you've picked up 1 fuse. So the first time we come through, we can't kill them because we haven't picked up a fuse. But if I grab the other 2 fuses and leave this one for last, I can kill them before they can get up. And then get the last fuse and have all 3 in one fluent motion, with only a little bit of time loss, but it's way safer because otherwise I wouldn't be able to shotgun them to death. We'd have to use the magnum or grenade rounds or something, and it's a huge waste in ammo we don't have. So, ammo we can't spend. It's not that we don't have it. We really need it for other shit. So I just do it this way. I also shot those boxes earlier because they have random contents, like I said, and sometimes they have handgun bullets or shotgun shells. I got lucky and it had 2 shotgun shells in it, and I just usually grab them on the way back through because I go back up there anyway. First things first, we're going to grab the Magnum upgrade to the right in this box here. This makes the Magnum focus in way faster, and we need that for labs. We definitely want that. And then initiate this little cutscene with Tyrell. So I'll take this time to explain that, yes, again, I fucked up my math somehow. And I was missing... I know I missed a Magnum round earlier in the game. That Magnum round was 1 that I can account for. But I should have had 2 extra Magnum rounds coming into labs that I did not have, that I figured out while I was in lab that I didn't have. And I had to keep 2 paleheads alive in order to save those 2 rounds. You want 8 Magnum rounds by the end of labs for the final boss. 8. And if you have 8, you can't miss. You probably won't miss, but yeah, you need 8 coming out of lab. If you do miss Magnum rounds like me or don't have enough, my recommendation is to do what I do and stun the paleheads with the shotgun and run around them. But be careful because it can be a little bit fucking inconsistent at times, unfortunately. We're going to come down the hall and grab the high-grade gunpowder off of the shelf in there. Come upstairs. And immediately turn down this hallway to the left to decapitate that regular zombie. And then we're going to kill this first palehead. Now, you could just shoot the palehead in the head with the Magnum. But I like to stun them with the shotgun first, with a chest shot, because they won't wobble the fuck around so much, and it makes them much, much easier to hit. Because if you miss with a Magnum, I already said, you basically screw yourself. Every Magnum shot in this playthrough counts. Every single one. So... you really want to be careful. And considering I was already at a deficit because I missed one earlier in the game, and I came into lab with less than I was expecting, I couldn't afford to miss anymore, so I just chose to use more shotgun shells and put myself at a greater deficit of those. There's going to be a zombie falls from the ceiling, decap him. Turn the corner, stun this palehead, decap him. Palehead with a parasite on its head. Stun him or knock him over, that works too. Then kill him. Oh yeah, I make a big fucking mistake. I make another big mistake in this playthrough too. We're gonna grab the high grade over there and a explosive A, make some regular grenade rounds and some more Magnum rounds. We're gonna kill this palehead. I waited until he stood up so I had an easy shot at where his head was gonna be. But you could kill him faster if you're willing to risk the aim. Normally I would go upstairs first. Grab that explosive, the acid rounds, and that explosive B, make more acid rounds. Normally I would go upstairs first, excuse me. I came downstairs first because I needed to keep, the last palehead that was on the stairs, upstairs, alive. Because again, I didn't have enough Magnum rounds to kill it. This causes me later to forget that I hadn't already gone upstairs, because normally I do, and I end up wasting extra shotgun shells and time because I have to get past the pale head twice and go back because I forgot that I didn't get the item from upstairs. Don't be like me. Coming downstairs first is a fine strategy if you don't forget where you're going. That's all I'm really getting at. Coming into this hallway here, there's an explosive powder A in that container. We're going to want to pick that up because we're going to make a few more flame rounds. And we're going to walk up right before the window on the wall. Right there. And we're going to pop this pale head when he comes to the door. Then the parasite zombie. Remember, you have to make these shots count. And then there's going to be one more that's a little bit delayed. Then we're going to take a wide berth around the door. Again, this I'm doing because I am missing 2 magnum rounds. Normally, I would just kill these 2 pale heads. I got stuck on the door like an idiot, so I decided to stun him and run by him. I could have just made it in the room. But you have to just make it past this pale head to get into the room, grab the vaccine sample, and then get your way out, however you need to. I had to play footsies a little bit here. Again, normally I would have just stunned him with the shotgun, then shot him in the head with the magnum. But I needed the rounds. So, if you have more rounds than me, then you can just kill this guy. But I waited till he came in the room, stunned him with the shotgun, ran by. Going back up the elevator, make sure you have the 2 acid rounds you picked up earlier and the 2 that you mixed in your grenade launcher and ready to go. Because we're going to have to deal with hunters. So here's what we're going to do. Hunter number 1 is going to jump through and yell at you for 5 minutes. He won't attack you during this. So wait until Hunter 2 comes next to him, stun both of them with an acid round to the feet. While they're stunned, switch to a mine round, hit them with both. Switch back to acid rounds. Wait for the next one to come in. Go to the far end of the room. An acid round and 1 mine round will kill the hunters over time. So stun 1 hunter, stun the next hunter. Switch back to your mine rounds. Pop 1. Sometimes you can get them both with 1. I wasn't able to, so I had to do 2. Then switch back to your final acid round and stun this guy. And then 1 more mine round. For some reason, it didn't. This last mine round didn't kill him, even though it should. And I noticed it was taking a while to kill him, so I turned around only to notice he was alive, and I had to pop him with a shotgun shell. But normally, 1 mine round, 1 acid should kill them. I think it's because the mine round hit his hand, maybe? I'm not really sure. But those hunters are annoying. You have to just stun them with acid, then follow up with a mine round, then I guess watch them closely to make sure they die. If not, finish them with a shotgun shell. Coming back into this room, this is where I fucked up. So I stunned this pale head, but I stunned him from too far away, so I actually had to stun him twice in order to make it by him safely. And then I left and went upstairs. Because I had forgotten I hadn't got the other vaccine base. Again, this is someone, I have 87 hours in this game, or something like 90 hours in this game, and have ran through this section like 7,000 times. And this is what happens when I'm used to just muscle memory taking control and going to the same areas over and over again. I realize that I don't have the other vaccine, check my time, realize that I'm still good enough on time to finish the game, and then run back. If I hadn't have made this mistake, I probably wouldn't have finished the entire playthrough in about an hour 45, an hour 46, rather than, I think I finished it in an hour 49. This set me back a bit. I thought I had to play more footsies with him. Maybe I didn't take actually that long. I'm thinking of a different run. But yeah, I run through the door, stun the pale head again, which is a waste of shotgun shells. I already wasted an additional 2 on him, and then I just wasted a 3rd one there. We come upstairs. The zombie on the floor is alive, so we have to pop her in the noggin. That's why I popped her, so that she doesn't grab us when we grab the vaccine. Come back downstairs. Lucky for me, he went around the corner, so I didn't have to pop him with another shotgun shell and waste another one. I got lucky there. Again, this is all just because I made a mistake on where I was going. I made a lot of mistakes in this playthrough. Inferno was fucking hard. These are mistakes I didn't make in every run, but I ended up making on the successful run. So, you know, mood. We combine the vaccines. The combination for the air quotes puzzle is 1-2. You click the first one once, the second one twice. Mid-high. Then we're going to come through a series of cutscenes. Hold forward a bunch. So, we're coming up on Acid Nemi, the second version of Dog Nemesis. And let me tell you, this fight is really inconsistent, which is why I'm going to use my 4th save before this fight and my 5th save before the final boss, because both of them are ridiculously hard. We're going to grab the 2 sets of different grenade rounds, check that box to make sure it doesn't have ammo in it, and then the other high-grade gunpowder that was on there. We're going to mix the 2 grenade powders we have to make flame rounds, and the the regular gunpowder and the high-grade to mix some shotgun shells, some leftover shotgun shells. I also took out my handgun rounds, and I mixed those 2 gunpowders that I grabbed earlier that I said you really didn't need, and I didn't, to make some more handgun bullets. So I'm grabbing all of my regular grenade rounds, all of my flame rounds, the mine round that I still have, and the shotgun, the shells, and the handgun, but without the handgun bullets.
What in God's name?
So to start the fight, you're going to want flame rounds loaded into the grenade launcher. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the original Doggo Nemesis fight. We're going to stun him and shoot him with some shotgun shells. Again, this is made harder because I did not have the shell loader, so I actually started off by shooting him with some shells first because I knew I couldn't reload the shells. I had to reload them one at a time. I headed over to the opposite side of the arena from where I started because there are shotgun shells over here. I'm going to stun him again here. See, I want to grab these shells before phase 2 starts. And it basically takes 2 flame rounds and 10 shotgun shells. You only want to use 2 flame rounds, 10 shotgun shells for phase 1. Then phase 2 will start. At phase 2, you want to pop him with a flame round. Right after he's done roaring, wait till he does his little roar. Then pop him with a flame round. And then we're going to follow up with 3 explosive shells. And we're going to do this twice. So 1 explosive shell after he's done being stunned. A 2nd explosive shell. You wait till he recovers from his animation. And then pop him. Then we want to pop him with another flame round when he's not on fire anymore. This is a little bit different from the stun strat that I use in hardcore because we can't actually stun lock the boss to death. We have to let Carlos do some damage. And I'll explain. So once he's done with the next set of grenade shells, you actually want to shoot him with the shotgun around 3 times. I fucked up there, and I only got 1 off because I was trying to do something. The zombies, there's going to be zombies that drop out of the walls, and he's going to run around in a circle and jump on generators. You want to find a zombie that came out of the wall, kill it, and sit in that corner of the room, paying close attention to both the other zombies and Nemesis. You want to wait till Nemesis mounts the generator, shoot it with the handgun, and then take care of these other zombies, and make sure your grenade launcher is loaded with flame rounds again for when he gets up. Try to line the zombies up next to Nemesis. Also, this right here doesn't do damage, and I checked the menu to show this, I believe, at some point. When Jill gets knocked over by shooting Nemesis out of the air, she actually doesn't take damage. I tested it by trying to heal myself afterwards, and it wouldn't let me. So, I don't know if I show it in this clip or not, but regardless, you're going to shoot Nemesis with another flame round, then 3 more grenade rounds, and repeat the process again, and then at the end, 3 shotgun shells, like I said before. Like I said, you want to keep zombies next to Nemesis or in front of him, so that he'll either trample into them before you shoot him and kill them, or so that you can kill them with the AoE damage on the explosive grenades. So the second time that Nemesis is on a generator, Carlos will shoot the big vat of acid, and it will melt Nemesis and do a shitload of damage to him. I'm going to stun Nemesis again with a flame round. I accidentally knocked him out of the air again. And then I'm going to line him up next to all these zombies that are beside him and hit both him and the zombie with the explosive round. Another flame round, repeat the process. This fight requires a little bit of luck. And the reason why we're letting him go after doing a certain amount of damage is because we need Carlos to hit him a certain number of times. Or we need Carlos to hit him that 1 time, excuse me, in order to actually kill him, because Carlos does a shitload of damage to the boss. Whenever there's a pale head that you need to kill, pop him with 2 shotgun shells at close range. And this next time that Nemesis, after the 3rd time where Carlos dumps the vat of acid on Nemi, he will try to jump at you. Carlos will signify it by saying look out or behind you or something like that. You're going to need to dodge this to not take damage. In fact, it will probably insta-kill you if you don't. But after this happens, I fucked up a little bit here, as you can see. I didn't shot cancel properly and almost got hit for it, but I made it work. After that he tries to jump down at you, though, after Carlos is behind you and Nemesis jumps. You want to continue to stun lock him with flame and grenade rounds until he's dead. If you somehow run out and he's still not dead, pump him full of shotgun shells while dodging and pray. But he should die like he did there for me. And that's the end of Acid Enemy. When you come into the next save room, you're going to need the handgun, all of your handgun bullets, the magnum, all of your magnum rounds, which should, at this point, be 8 or less already in the gun, so you won't need to pull any out. I make the final save here, like I said, because Final Enemy is a fucking bitch, and this took me hours of attempts to do. So, important notes about this fight. You need to pop a bunch of weak spots on the boss. It takes about 2 3-round bursts from the 3-round burst handgun, which is why we picked it up earlier, to pop one. One, if you have a crit bonus from perfect dodging. If you perfect dodge, you actually do slightly more damage, as you'll see right here. And you use these perfect dodges as moments to get weak point hits on Nemesis. He has a number of different attacks, and my recommendation is you learn fucking perfect dodge timing like I did right here. If you see this shit, just learn, because that's the only way to do it. I recommend, for the beginning of fight, sticking left, to the left side of the arena first. There's 2 reasons. Reason 1, he tends to only do his slap combo, the one fast slap, one slow slap, one fast slap, or the swipes, where he swipes left, right, left, if you're on the left side of the arena. Plus, you need to be on the right side here to do what I'm doing, which is the two cycle. Yeah, the 2 cycle of the boss. So, once you pop all of his blisters, you need to make sure you pop the last one on the right side directly next to the first battery. You need to push the first battery in immediately and then dodge to the second battery. You have to dodge to it and then push that one in and then dodge away. It is the only way to be able to push both of the batteries without Nemesis grabbing you and insta-killing you. Then for phase 2, you're going to pull out the Magnum and just fucking go ham. You're going to try to dodge his attacks, like I did. There's not a whole lot of time to explain everything that I just tried to explain. The best way I can say it is he has a numerous amount of attacks you're going to need to learn the patterns for and learn how to dodge. Once you have those down, use the handgun for phase 1 and the 8 Magnum rounds for phase 2. The Magnum, we saved 8 rounds because he has, I believe, 7 or 8 weak points in phase 2, and we want to be able to pop them all. And it is important to note that why the Magnum is so good is not only because it pops a pustule or a weak point in one hit, it's also because it shoots through his limbs. So earlier in the fight, you may have noticed that, like, he actually tried to grab me, and I dodged and then retaliated, and I shot him through the arm, because the perfect dodge auto-aim automatically targets you to a weak point. And with the Magnum, it will shoot through any of his limbs, so you don't even have to worry about missing because a limb is in the way. This is why we saved the Magnum for round 2, for that second phase, and we also 2-cycle the boss by making sure we hit those 2 batteries in the beginning perfectly, because otherwise you'd have to go through a whole 3rd phase of weak points, and we just don't have the Magnum rounds to deal with those, and the handgun is just too slow. I recommend luck. I recommend a lot of practice at dodging and luck, because he also has patterns that are kind of ridiculous and are unreactable to the human eye. And of course, we have to shoot Nikolai in the dick. You can't not shoot Nikolai in the dick. Dick shot. Important. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was RE3 Remake. Inferno mode. S rank. No damage. And no new game plus items. This was a lot of time in the making. I still really did enjoy playing through. I don't know what I'll cover next, or when I'll even come back to RE3 Remake, at least. But yeah, I hope that this was entertaining for some. And I don't know. We'll see what comes down the line, what I want to work on next. I'm never really too sure. To anyone that made it this far, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Peace.